of other folks too. You guys all ready?
Drone is first responder, first executive director of Thrive by 5 Louisville. Welcome to the new Parkland Library. This historic government building will be reimagined into modern residential housing. Survival rates of 92% for the 29 patients that have received blood in route. GE Appliances, nearly $1.5 billion investment. Welcome to the Chancery. We're here in one of 34 units of new affordable housing. You test it real quickly before you put on the, okay. The pothole blitz has started. I'm so excited to be here to open this new, huge Algonquin Park pool. Safe Louisville takes a new, coordinated, multifaceted approach to work together to prevent violent crime from happening in the first place. We are moving forward with the community commitment, Louisville's consent decree. We are making great progress on the reimagination of the Belvedere. At Louisville Metro government, we're working hard. We're seeing such great positive momentum in every corner of our city. But I want to be very clear that we are just getting started.
Well, guys, that's a wonderful way to start the morning with the reflection back on the past 2.5 years of hard work by 5,000 hardworking men and women that make up Louisville Metro government. And I am so proud every day to start my day as mayor of Louisville. It is without a doubt one of the most challenging things I have ever done in my life, but it is also the most rewarding thing to see the progress that we have made. And so whether it's starting my day like I did today, running a 5K with the new police recruits that are in the academy getting ready to serve our community in public service through LMPD, or whether my first day is a coffee with a constituent or coming straight to the office to get hard at work, every day we are making great progress. It's been an incredibly busy summer, but that's just par for the course because it has been an incredibly busy 2.5 years since I became mayor. And since day one, even before my colleagues and I took these offices that we're currently in, we have been working hard to lay the groundwork to make Louisville a safer, stronger, and healthier city. And now, as you briefly saw in that short video, thanks to 2.5 years of working hard, thinking big, and getting projects done, we are seeing amazing progress all across our city. Momentum that you can truly see and feel in every neighborhood. So today, as we start to approach the end of summer, as families start to get back to school, we thought it was an appropriate time to update the entire city on some of the progress that we have made on some of our highest priorities. And as you have heard me talk about many times, our highest priority is improving public safety. And 2.5 years in, I am proud to report that we have made Louisville safer. Homicides and shootings have gone down since 2022. And this year, homicides and shootings are down over 30% compared to last year alone. Carjackings, aggravated assaults, and robberies are all down too. And this progress doesn't just happen. It's the result of tireless work, collaboration, and innovation, all of which is part of our Safe Louisville plan. LMPD Police Chief Paul Humphrey and his team are hard at work every day, implementing their 2025 crime reduction plan. And it's working. LMPD has also established its first non-fatal shooting squad to clear more cases and prevent violent crime from happening. We have innovative Metro government programs like our Crisis Call Diversion program that's given our officers more time to focus on violent crime. And we've been stepping up our efforts to collaborate with other local, state, and federal partners to crack down on violent crime. Initiatives like our Prohibited Firearms Possessive initiatives that prosecutes repeat gun offenders more thoroughly, and our Gun Violence Task Force, which is getting violent felons off of our streets. We announced our Critical Infrastructure Task Force last year, and we've already received many tips that have led to multiple arrests to protect our critical infrastructure throughout the entire city. In 2024, more cars were seized for street racing than in any previous year, and now instances of street takeovers have decreased dramatically. Another way that we prioritize public safety is investing in our team and giving them the resources that they need to be successful. Like the Summit Wellness Center, a nationally recognized facility for our public safety professionals that has significantly reduced the amount of time missed due to injury and improved physical and mental health of our first responders. We've also invested more in cameras at our parks and other city properties, license plate readers all across the city. We have more staff and enforcement activities at our ABC to help reduce nuisances and unsafe conditions. They've done a great job. We have new fire engines, a truck, and building improvements at 4 firehouses with Metro Council's support. And new contracts for police safety professionals, including the single largest pay raise in Louisville Fire Department history. And our new budget that we just passed doubles down on those investments, including funding for the first new firehouse in 15 years and a new first responder drone program. But we know that our progress needs to continue. We need to be even bolder and move even faster. So through our comprehensive crime reduction plan, Safe Louisville, we have a strategy that will continue to reduce shootings and homicides by at least 15% each year moving forward, on top of what we've already accomplished. And through our community commitment, we recommitted to LMPD's reform efforts that will make them the most trained, trusted, and transparent police department in our entire country. And beyond public safety, we have also created a stronger Louisville over these past 2.5 years. Louisville is now a premier destination to do business. Back in 2023, we convened 80 business leaders from throughout the community, along with educational, nonprofit, and civic leaders, to create a comprehensive plan for economic development, something our city hadn't seen in over a decade. And that resulted in the launch of the Louisville Economic Development Alliance. And thanks to those efforts, we saw nearly 5,000 new jobs created last year alone. That's the most in over 7 years. Investments that touch every neighborhood, both inside and outside of the Waterson Expressway. And we hired Trevor Paul as LEDA's first CEO. And the ribbon cuttings and announcements just keep coming since his arrival. We are on a roll. Like this summer's announcement that GE Appliances will invest $500 million and reshore 800 jobs at their global headquarters right here in Louisville at Appliance Park. And just wait for some amazing announcements next week that it will show how this momentum is continuing to move forward throughout our city. Louisville also keeps raising its profile as the host to the world, including the greatest 2 minutes in sports, the Kentucky Derby, and the best month in Louisville that precedes that, the Kentucky Derby Festival. We have iconic music festivals like Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life that are coming up and that just recommitted to over a decade here in our city. And I'm excited for some more exciting announcements that you'll hear soon about those festivals this year as they get bigger and better every year for Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. We're also hosting major sporting championships like the PGA Championship, the ISCO Championship, which is now an annual stop on the PGA Tour, the NCAA Volleyball Final Four, which set records, and the Professional Lacrosse League All-Star Game, which we had for 2 years in a row. We also have the Solheim coming to Louisville for the very first time in 2028, and so much more is on the way. We've also brought downtown back over the past couple years. We secured $100 million from the state to invest in projects right here in downtown, like the reimagination of the Belvedere that's underway and happening. Louisville Gardens, which is going to be a world-class movie production studio. We've announced the Diamond District, which will revitalize that area and parking lot around Slugger Field. And the Butchertown Apartments, which are getting ready to begin right next to Lynn Family Stadium. And speaking of housing, we're well on our way to our goal of creating and preserving 15,000 new units of affordable housing. We're about 5,000 units of the way there already in my time as mayor. And we're going to announce one more later today, a new innovative home that's just built in Louisville by Louisvillians for a Louisville family that I'm really excited to announce later today. We also have other innovative programs like our downtown building conversion fund and our lien waiver forgiveness program that's taking underutilized spaces across our city and creating quality, affordable housing on those lots. We also celebrated the opening of Sheehan Landing, the city's first completely dedicated, permanent supportive development. All while we decreased unsafe homeless encampments by 93%. At the same time, we increased access for services to our homeless population by building new shelters, and we're working right now on completing the innovative community care campus in Smoketown. And thanks to the work of the Mayor's Early Learning Action Group, we've launched Thrive by 5 Louisville and are well on our way to making early learning opportunities more accessible, available, and affordable for all 3- and 4-year-olds throughout our entire city. We've got some big announcements coming up this fall. One great example of this initiative, also this fall, Bezos Academy is going to open 3 tuition-free preschools across our city. We've also found a way to make Louisville a healthier city over the past couple years. We've improved our public amenities dramatically, like our parks and our libraries, which are such an important part of having a healthy community. This has been a major focus of mine since the first days of my administration, and now I'm thrilled to talk about some of the results. We were able to redirect $25 million of federal funding to our parks and libraries, again, like so much of this, with Metro Council's support. And now we've opened and reopened, renovated parks in every corner of our community. This year alone, we've had more openings and ribbon cuttings at parks than in any 6-month period in our entire city's history. Like the new Nick Rodman Legacy Park that we opened earlier this summer in the South End, the world-class pool, I call it a water park, that we've opened at Algonquin Park in the West End, and Playport, which opened earlier this year as part of Waterfront Park's westward expansion. We've also improved accessibilities at playgrounds, upgraded restrooms, added cameras, lights, free Wi-Fi, walking trails, tennis courts, pickleball courts all over the place, and even started our new park ranger program to improve the safety in every one of our Louisville Metro parks. We're also building, rebuilding, and improving libraries all across the city, like the Parkland Library, which reopened earlier this year after being closed for nearly 4 decades. And while we're making our downtown healthier, safer, and more walkable through projects like the Reimagining 9th Street project, which we've already just started work on, converting one-way streets into 2-way street conversions to make our streets and neighborhood safer and better. And the Nulu Streetscape, which was funded for over a decade, and we are finally getting completed this fall. A healthier downtown also means more greenscapes, like the Traeger Microforest, which has opened this summer, and Lumed Commons, which broke ground earlier this year and will be completed this fall. We're also seeing more high-quality healthcare being offered all across our city. From West Louisville, where Norton opened the first new hospital in over 150 years, to out east in J-Town, where they've announced the new children's health care campus. And a few months ago, our own Louisville Metro EMS became the first EMS in the state of Kentucky, one of only about 1% nationwide, to provide blood to patients in the field. That initiative is already saving lives, just like we provided an update on last week. Well, friends, this is just a snapshot of everything that we have going on all across our city. I know that was a lot. Each item by itself is a big deal. Together, we're talking about transformative work. We are truly transforming our city. Still, there is so much work to do. There is so much work ahead of us to make Louisville even safer, even stronger, and even healthier. We need to be even bolder, to move even faster. But I just want to once again Thanks my 5,000 colleagues that make up Louisville Metro government that are doing this hard work every day to keep moving Louisville forward in this new direction. It is an incredibly exciting time to be in Louisville. Today, my website has been updated to make it easier for the entire community to learn about all of this progress. And another great way to keep in touch with everything that's going on and to learn about the work that's going on all across our city is to follow along on social media. Please follow along on any one of the major social media platforms to keep abreast of what's going on in our city throughout Louisville Metro government. And in addition to all the happenings that we post about every day, each week I'll continue posting the Mayor's Minute, which has a recap of some of the biggest things we've accomplished during the week. So I'm really proud of the work that's been done over the past couple of years, and I'm even more excited about what's in store as we keep moving faster into the future to make Louisville even safer, stronger, and healthier. Now, before I take some questions from members of the media, I want to have a couple of other quick updates on some things that are to report. First, some amazing news from the Louisville Free Public Library. This past weekend marked the end of the annual summer reading program. Students are heading back to school, but they were hard at work this summer across our city as well. At last count, 26,600 children and teens completed the program in Louisville, reading more than 400,000 books. That's the largest numbers of students that we've seen participate in our summer reading program since 2017. I just want to reiterate that our libraries are such an amazing resource. I'm excited about the new projects that are going on, and I'm excited about what's going on in every one of our 18 libraries. And that's why my team has been working hard with Barbara Sexton Smith and her team at the Louisville Free Public Library, and why we keep investing in them as such a high priority. I'm glad what impact our library team has made working with those 26,000 kids this summer, and I know it will make a positive impact in their lives for so much time to come. And also, one more update. We've heard a lot of community interest in making improvements to Champions Park. Champions Park is that park right there at the corner of River Road and Zorn Avenue. And alongside Champions Park, there's some other city-owned properties and some other things we've heard about from constituents over the years. So our Office of Planning is going to get feedback from the community on potential uses for that area. We're going to listen to the community before we begin the planning for what's next in and around Champions Park and River Road. We're going to open a survey that will be posted online, and we're going to host 2 public meetings that I want to invite the community to join us at. One is on August 11th at Lynn Family Practice Facility right there on River Road, and another is August 13th, just up the street at Locust Grove. I hope people from the community will join us. You can find out more on our website. Both of those will be on August 11th and 13th from 6 to 8 p.m., and more information can be found online. We look forward to hearing from the community as we begin to plan the next chapter for Champions Park, and as we begin to plan even more projects for the coming years all across our city. Thank you all very much, and I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media.
I just wanted to talk about some of the things you mentioned. You mentioned the Belvedere projects. According to the last change work order, it looks like the design phase alone is going to cost like $16 million. I know there's a higher price tag for the final construction. Can you just explain again to the public why it's important for the city to invest so much tax dollars in a project like this?
Sure. So the Belvedere is located right in the heart of our city, right at 5th and Main Street, overlooking the Ohio River, right just behind the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts, east of the Muhammad Ali Center, and over Interstate 64. So it's important for a lot of reasons. First, the Belvedere is a 50-year-old property that is basically crumbling concrete. I invite anyone to check it out today, and you will see that's exactly what it is. So first and foremost, we have a safety issue. We have a 50-year-old structure that spans an interstate where hundreds of thousands of cars drive by, also over a very large parking garage that serves so much of our downtown. So regardless of what we do, we need to fix this property. We need to ensure that it is safe for everyone that enjoys the Belvedere for the next 50 years, but also for everyone that is under the Belvedere, that drives under the Belvedere, that parks under the Belvedere. So much of the work is structural work that needs to be done regardless of what happens. While we're doing this work, we have a unique opportunity to create a world-class destination for all Louisvillians to bring us together right in the heart of our city and downtown, to be a catalyst for even more downtown activity, but also as an icon, as a destination for our entire country and world when they come to Louisville, another reason to come to our great city. So we're working hard on that project right now. The design is progressing as we speak, and we're excited to share the latest plans of what the Belvedere will look like, what the final budget is, and all of that later this fall. But again, safety is really coming first in our planning. The more we got into this project, the more we realized that we need to do something to ensure it is safe for everyone underneath and on top of the Belvedere.
Greenberg, just with the Kentucky State Fair coming next week, and I know we had those luckily false incidents at the Expo Center at Kentucky Kingdom about a month ago. Have there been any discussions of enhanced safety at the fair this year, or anything like that so far?
Yes, the question was about the Kentucky State Fair and the recent scare that we had during the Run for the Roses tournament with, fortunately, which was not an actual event, but people were understandably scared. And as we planned for security for the Kentucky State Fair, I'll defer the specific questions to the Kentucky State Fair, which has their own police department there as well. They've been working very closely with LMPD. We have an incredibly strong partnership with David Beck and his team there. I'm proud that we had an incredibly large turnout for the street rods last weekend at the Kentucky State Fairgrounds with no incidents. We are collaborating as we get ready for the Kentucky State Fair. And then literally right when the State Fair is over, we start getting ready for Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. We're expecting probably 400,000 visitors to enjoy those 8 nights of concerts between the two events. So focusing on public safety in and around the State Fairgrounds is going to be of paramount focus of ours over the next 6 weeks or so. In addition to just public safety, also traffic and those things as well. We're very focused on and working with them on every day.
For Shawnee Park, kind of addressing the recent vandalism, I saw there are going to be some repairs. Can you kind of detail what that repair process will be like, as well as the timeline?
Sure. The question was about Shawnee Park, and we recently had some really unfortunate vandalism that took place on the Dirt Bowl basketball court there in Shawnee Park. We quickly went into action, and Sunday night was the championship of the Dirt Bowl. It was a really fun night for me to join in those festivities, to watch both the women's and men's championships there, and to see the court, which had been repaired in record time, to make sure that the Dirt Bowl championship, 56 years going strong, had a nice court to play on. So we did get those repairs done. Moving forward, we need a more permanent solution to ensure that people who are playing basketball are who are on the court, and that there aren't vehicles or other things that can cause damage. So we're working on some longer term solutions right now, and so we'll have those soon. But I do want to talk about safety in our park, because that's an area where we have made tremendous progress. One of the things I mentioned is we've added so many new lights. We've added more cameras. We've added license plate readers, and we now have a park ranger program that we're working to grow, so we can have more park rangers to ensure all of our parks are safe, make people feel comfortable there as well, and also to prevent any things like this from happening in the future. But cameras and community information is very helpful. If people have information on what happened there, on who was responsible, we encourage them to call anonymously 574 LMPD, because those individuals should be held accountable for that action.
Yes. Mayor, another thing that you mentioned being a priority for the administration is libraries. I'm just wondering, with the talks and the proposals around Mid-City Mall, what the administration is doing or can do to be proactive about finding a new home for the Highland Shelby Park Library.
Sure. The question was about our priority of libraries, and there's been some recent media coverage of some potential plans for transformation of the Mid-City Mall property, where currently we have a Highlands Library branch, and how that would play into any future developments there. I would love to see a new development that happens at Mid-City Mall to include a new library there. And so we have not yet had any discussions. A lot of the recent media attention was surrounding a filing that was made in zoning before that group had conversations with the city. But we're looking forward to having conversations with them or any other new partner that is looking to do something at Mid-City Mall. And we're going to be encouraging them to include a library as part of that development, particularly if they're seeking city incentives for that. If it's not in that location, we need to make sure that the Highlands has a library location that is a well-utilized library. I know it's a community that enjoys having its library, and so we'll make sure that there is an even better replacement than what is there now, if and when a new project happens.
Community idea, I guess, and our idea coming from the community about repurposing the old Shelby Park Community Center, which would obviously need a bit of renovation.
Yes.
And a little bit of repair. I mean, is that something that you all have thought about or looked at any numbers on?
So the question was about the Shelby Park Library building as well. One of the things, we have so many historical gems in our city. We've got great historical parks. We also have historical Carnegie Library buildings in our community that you see in different parts of our city. And one of them is located right at Shelby Park, a beautiful building right there that is currently not really being used. It has a couple of activities every now and then, but for all intents and purposes, it does not have a current use. And so we've been listening to the community about ideas. I would love to reimagine the next chapter of that great historic library building into something special. I've heard several good ideas. The question is, what is a model that works economically into the future for that? Is it a library? Is it another type of center? Is it home to something else? We're listening to lots of different ideas, but I would like to have a new plan for that building because it is a historic gem. Shelby Park is a wonderful neighborhood, and I hope in the not too distant future we can continue. We've been doing a lot of community listening. We'll do more, and then we'll ultimately come out with some plans.
Mayor, what's the status of the LMPD headquarters building? Are you still scheduled to move in sometime this summer, and do you know yet what the final cost is going to be?
So the question is about the timeline for the LMPD headquarters building. Summer ends officially what? September 21st, is that right? We will be within days of the official end of summer when the move-in happens. So stay tuned, but I'm very excited for our police chief and his team and many of his colleagues to move into the first phase of the renovation of the LMPD headquarters by the end of September. We'll have plenty of announcements. We'll be inviting the media in to see the new project. And I'm really excited about that. In terms of budgets, we'll have to get back to you on what the latest budget numbers are. I don't recall those off the top of my head, so we'll get back to you on what the latest were. But I know we recently sent those out. Nothing has changed since that last update, but we'll get that to you.
Any more questions, guys?
With the recently announced Newberg grants kind of focused on crime reduction, can you talk a little bit about what the crime statistics were showing and why that specific neighborhood is being prioritized over others? And also just share a little bit about how this contributes to the Safer Louisville plan.
Sure. So the question was about the Newberg neighborhood in particular? So the question was about the Newberg neighborhood and our focus on that community and overall some of our crime statistics. And I'm also excited that this weekend happens to be Newberg Day. So there's going to be a great festival Friday night, a parade Saturday morning, lots of activities Saturday. I encourage people to join me out there. Councilwoman Barbara Shanklin has been working hard on some exciting events out in Newberg. So as part of the Safe Louisville plan, we have 5 strategic focused areas, 5 really small, sometimes they're a neighborhood, but specific areas that have historically seen enhanced levels of violent crime that we want to focus on. And it's far more than just policing. It's about things about ensuring that the parks are kept up well, that graffiti is removed, if there's trash in the alley, that we make sure we take care of that. A holistic approach where we can use every resource at Metro government's disposal to improve the quality of neighborhood and reduce the amount of violent crime, to improve public safety. And so that's one of the areas that we have been focused on. And I'm proud to report that citywide, as I mentioned, homicides and non-fatal shootings are down over 30% this year alone, as of the most recent report that I saw yesterday morning. And other violent crimes as well are also down. So that is progress we should all be proud of, but it's nothing to celebrate. there is still too much violent crime, and we have to continue doing what we're doing because it's working, but we have to do more. We have to implement new strategies and move even faster. Any one violent crime is too much, and we are committed to doing everything we can to continue to improve public safety throughout our city. Anything else? Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day. We need to go live and break into network programming for this. Particularly those of you and members of the media are going to want to definitely know about this one. We have a big birthday to celebrate. It is Jen Keating's 50th birthday today, and I forgot to wish her a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Jen. I'm sorry, 30th. Okay. I'll change my talking points along there. Happy birthday, Jen.